Man, a lot of people think that a lot of people think they have problems, and a lot of people do have problems. And then there's all this talk saying you're perfect the way you are, and God made us perfect, and that's true. But a lot of people aren't perfect. A lot of people are fucked up and not pure. Let's say not pure, because to me, perfection is subjective. Like, we could say everything in the universe, the way it is right now, is perfect, but it's very subjective. Now, the way we live our lives is also very subjective because all we're doing is watching our body move through the world. Yes, we can control actions and shit, but we're just enjoying the experience. Now, the question is, do you like who you are while you enjoy the experience? Do you like the way you live your life? Do you like how your life is going to be projected if you try to envision it like 10 years, 20, 30 years in the future? Do you like where it's headed? That's just what I want to ask y'all. Then tell me if your life's perfect. Because seriously, it's subjective. People will think something's perfect in the moment, and then when that moment's over, they'll realize how not perfect it was, that it was just a lesson. Ooh, that's tough. We hate to hear that. But it's true. Life isn't perfect, and we all need work, but we're all where we're supposed to be. I know I might lose some of y'all like, oh, I'm not perfect. Insecurities, but hey, calm down. You're where you're supposed to be right now. I'm not saying just because you're watching this video, but because you're watching the video, it kind of, you should be here. It means you're on the right path. But seriously, where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. You may be going through obstacles, you may be going through hurdles, or you may be going through a peaceful time. Whether you're stressed, whether you're enjoying it, it's where you're supposed to be. There's certain things we have the ability to overcome. It's just whether we give ourselves the ability to overcome it, because we really do limit ourselves, we limit our abilities, our decision making, our options for freedom. Now, I know there's people that are like in third world countries and it's tough for them, but and then there's people with like living in countries with like illnesses and sicknesses and diseases and stuff like that. Like, I understand that there's death and shit, but that's perfect. It's perfect in the sense that we all have to accept life and death. We have to accept that things will change, that we can let go and just let things flow. That, yeah, things may not be perfect in me, but I can accept myself for who I am, no matter how fucked up I am, no matter how good I am, like no matter how good I look to others. I know how I look to myself. I know how fucked up I can be. I know how fucked up I choose to be. And I also know how good, like, one thing is when you look at yourself in the mirror, how do you feel? Some people can't look at themselves in the mirror. Me, yeah, I get turned on when I look in the, no, I'm joking. But seriously though, like when you look at yourself and you look at your own reflection, the way you feel about yourself shows up in the reflection. If you look in the mirror and instantly start looking for the imperfections, that shows a lot about you. Shows, nigga, you're a perfectionist. Why do you think your face is supposed to look perfect? Like, stuff like that. If you look at your body and think, oh, I don't have six pack abs, I don't have hips or a fat ass, then it's like, okay, you don't have it. Like, even if you did, how would that make a difference? Would that make it perfect? And this all goes to say, things change. Things can't, like, things inevitably will change in the end, no matter how hard you try to hold on to it. Whether through letting go or death or whatever, things will change. And I feel as though letting the things go allows yourself to change even more, because as humans, we're all adaptable. Trying to stop yourself from adapting just because you're afraid of change can stop your growth as a human in general. And I have an analogy that I think is perfect. And the analogy would be, life is like a boat. Like, row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. So let's say that. Now, you have your boat, and you're sitting in your boat, just enjoying the ride down the stream until you die. What do you want to do? Do you just want to sit in a a leaky dinghy? Or do you want to, on the fly, while you're on the boat, upgrade that bitch? Do you want to reinforce the hull or dock it and upgrade the bitch to a yacht? Like, do you just want to keep going down life in your leaky dinghy? That metaphor is like going to show, do you want to accept where you're at and just be like, well, this is what I was given. It's gone to shit. Guess it's gonna stay this way. Or, because, like I said, things will change regardless. Do you want things to change for the better or for the, yeah, or for the negative? Like, even slow deterioration, which in our eyes would look like doing nothing, even if nothing happens, that could be slowly deteriorating if it's not building something up. Like, if you take every day just adding something new to your boat, if every day you do one thing to your life, that's 365 days in a year. That's 365 new things you've done. That's new experiences to your life just to enjoy. And overall, I feel as though a lot of people get too caught up in working that we don't take time to stop and work on ourselves. Like, me personally, I have I have workaholic tendencies. Let's just say that. So I understand how workaholics can be workaholics. One thing could be simply, you don't want to work on yourself. You don't want to look inside. So what we do is, instead of doing the inner work to feel better, which will then reflect the outside, what we do is we'll try to work on everything around us. We'll try and clean, we'll try and help others, we'll do work, and then other shit on top of that. When we think fixing everything around us will make us be like, I did all that work, now I can sit back and relax. No, that's not gonna work. No matter how much the things around you are clean and developed, if you're not clean and developed, you're just gonna make everything dirty from the outside in, from the inside out. Because I want y'all to think about it this way. Let's say you were a kid who grew up with trauma and you're used to yelling, you're used to kids running down the halls, cousins coming over and aunties and yelling and drinking and shit. I don't fucking know. Let's say you grew up in straight chaos. When you move off to the suburbs and it's peaceful, you hear the blue jays chirping. You walk outside and there's people just walking dogs and shit. You're just gonna be sitting there like something's wrong. Like it's too quiet. And that is just to say, if you fix everything around you, but you don't work on yourself first, no matter if you change the things around you, one, you're not going to be happy still because you're not happy inside. And two, you could possibly destroy it because no matter how hard you worked to hold all of this stuff up, on the inside, you're not strong enough to hold all of this stuff up. And this ties back into integrity. If you don't have the integrity, the internal strength to discipline yourself, to develop yourself, how are you going to build up the foundation that you want to build? So that's just for me to say, like, keep developing yourselves. One last thing. Developing yourself is more than just about yourself. For me, we're always consistently developing through our life. But me in my less developed stages in life, I would say I was ignorant. Even though I had sense, I still did dumb shit. Like, we all do dumb shit. No matter what age, people do things that just, nigga, it's life. But the more I developed myself, the more I worked on myself, I realized that me just being a better version of myself, it allows others to either look at me and see that they need to fix themselves, which could be good, could be bad. Regardless, they need to see that they need to fix themselves as well. And okay. It's not fixing yourself, because in the end, nothing's wrong with us. It's just working out our kinks. It's just seeing what we like about ourselves, what we want to keep, and what we want to throw down the river, what we don't want to keep on the shit. Like, so when I say fix yourself, don't think something's inherently wrong with me because, like, you're cool the way you are. It's just you probably have ways about you that are unethical and, in the grand scheme of things, unimportant and don't provide anything to anything. But seriously, being able to develop yourself allows you to provide others with different perspectives. And you could also help mentor other people. As in, let's say you're a master chef. You started off as a novice. You work years, and you become a chef, and you love it. Now, because you've worked and developed yourself into a top-tier chef, whether you're a gourmet chef or just a home chef, you can teach others. Not even just teaching others how to cook. Like, if they want to cook for themselves, that's perfect. But you can also cook for others. You can also cook for yourself. And it's like, now that you can teach people how to cook for others, and cook for yourself, if you want, you can learn more recipes. Like, it opens up a whole new world. And when people don't develop themselves, when people don't try to work on themselves, it closes in your world. And if you like the way that chef reference sound, that's just with chefing. Now imagine if you apply that to any other category, like cosmetology. Oh, I like doing hair. I like braiding hair. So I get good at it. And then I get good, so I braid other people's hair, get paid off that. Or I teach someone else how to braid hair. Or I braid my own hair. It's shit like that. It's shit like that. So it's like developing yourself isn't just about you. It's also about others. But it just helps everyone. It helps everyone as a whole when you develop yourself, because as you become the better version of yourself, meaning just killing those toxic habits, just getting rid of all the unnecessary shit and seeing what is necessary, and then adding things that you find as necessary. The more you do that, the more you get rid of the unnecessary shit, you'll help everybody as a whole. So I think I've rambled on enough about that. I hope y'all seriously think about what I'm saying, because that's some serious shit. Like, developing yourself can go far. No matter how small you think you are, this shit could really go far. So, yeah. Drop a like, drop a sub, and if you want to see more content, click the link in the description. I'll see y'all later.